Well, hey now, welcome to Fitz's Electric Bar. Today, Friday, October 4th, 2024. I've been looking forward to this date and very happy that on the release date of this particular package, it was delivered to me on the date. So the Joni Mitchell box set, volume 4 of her archive series. First, a little bit of history. So Joni's always been an artist that I really have loved over the years, and she's got an incredible body of work. And she started doing archive releases that were very similar, I guess, to Neil Young or Bob Dylan, and certainly the quality is right there. Neil Young, of course, is just unbelievably prolific in terms of the amount of stuff that he had recorded and he's released and put together in these wonderful boxes that he's released. And the volume 3 has just just been released recently. And just starting to go through 17 CDs. There's a lot of product there. But Bob Dylan with his bootleg series, of course, also just a fantastic series. And with Dylan, you're often left with the feeling that the tracks that end up on the bootleg series that weren't in the official releases, you sometimes either say to yourself, why didn't he release this version instead of the one that ended up on the released album? Because this one feels superior. Or he's got like 3 or 4 versions of a song like Can't Wait, and it seems like every single song is fantastic and deserves to be released, and that's where the bootleg series really comes in. So Joni Mitchell is now up to volume 4. Now I will tell you that her first volume of her archive series wasn't one that particularly interested me, just simply because the early stuff of Joni Mitchell is not my favorite. It's not casting any shade on the quality of the work. It's just more that it's really early, kind of what I would call sort of coffee shop type Joni Mitchell. And I became much more interested as her career progressed. So where I really jumped into the whole archive series was with volume 2. And this was a pretty substantial release, volume 2. This covers off the reprise years, 68 to 71. So look at that, 4 years of music, 10 discs here, 20 sides of music. And so this covers a lot of material that some of it started around the coffee house time. There's also some stuff that ended up or recorded at Carnegie Hall. There's quite a bit of live stuff, and it's really pretty cool. And then it does cover off some things like A Case of You, California, and things like that. Both Sides Now, Big Yellow Taxi, Ladies of the Canyon, some really great stuff. This was a very limited release, and each record, I love, it has a, this looks a lot like something that was done for the Grateful Dead, one of their releases. I'm guessing it was the same company. But really just a lovely package. Each disc live at Carnegie Hall. You can see just these wonderful photos of Joni, and unencumbered with any text or anything like that. They're like, beautiful prints unto themselves. So this is a great box, a very limited edition. They released, I think, some of these as standalone records, but I decided to get the whole thing. The other thing she's done since then is that she's been re-releasing remastered versions of her earlier works. And so this particular box, the Asylum albums, this would be 72 to 75. So this includes For the Roses, Court and Spark, Miles of Isles, which is a live album with LA Express, Tom Scott, and then Hissing of Summer Lawns. This is a really nice package. The box itself is so beautiful. The artwork of Joni Mitchell's that I think was probably the subject was probably the Sunshine Coast, where she lives or has a home here in British Columbia, fabulous BC. But a really, really nice package. So she's released this. And she also released, more recently, this package. And this is, again, just remastered albums that already exist. And Bernie Grundman remastered these. I'm not sure who did the other ones. Maybe it was Bernie as well. But the classic Hejira and Don Juan's Reckless Daughter, Mingus, and Shadows and Light, the live album that has in the band Pat Metheny and Lyle Mays from Pat Metheny's band, and great live recordings. Once again, the artwork, Joni Mitchell's beautiful, beautiful artwork, quite psychedelic. So in addition to those re-releases, Joni was putting out the Archives series. So I showed you Archives Volume 2. This was Archives Volume 3, which was the last one before the one that was just released today. So this one's Archives Volume 3, highlights from the Asylum years 72 to 75. So this has got works from, again, more live at Carnegie Hall, some outtakes from For the Roses, as well as Court and Spark, and The Hissing of Summer Lawns, mostly. Really nice. So what she did with these archives, or what she has been doing with these archives, is putting out, I think it's usually 6 CDs, which is the more comprehensive, running up to about 100 tracks on CD. And then the vinyl is 4 albums, probably in the neighborhood of 50 or 60 songs or something like that. And I love to get the vinyl versions, but I think I'm going to end up getting the CD versions as well. So Joni Mitchell Archives Volume 3, which is excellent. So now the unboxing, or the unbagging, as it were. And this is the vinyl version, the CD version of Volume 4. So 6 CD set. This is the Asylum years 76 to 80, so it's going right from this era here, right? Asylum years 72 to 75, and now 76 to 1980. Always blows me away just how prolific and how much material, when I look at Neil Young or sometimes Bob Dylan, but certainly Joni Mitchell does in a very brief period of time. So there's the 6 CD set. I'm going to pop this open. The packages really are beautifully done. It's hard to really capture, but just the quality of the design is really something else. Of course, that inner picture of Joni skating that was on the inside of Hejira. A wonderful picture of Joni Mitchell there. You can see a lot of music. So again, I think this is close to 100 tracks. We've got live, or something from the Rolling Thunder Review. Jericho, she also performs Harvard Square Theater, Music Hall in Boston. These are all Rolling Thunder performances. And then the famous, you can see on a video of her at Gordon Lightfoot's house doing Coyote. So they don't have that, but they've got Gordon Lightfoot's house, a recording of Woman of Heart and Mind. But if you ever get a chance, go look at that Coyote. The video is stunning quality at Gordon Lightfoot's house. And then 72 Tour of the United States. So lots of live stuff. And then there's the Hejira demos. Right there. I'm really looking forward to that. More Rolling Thunder Review. Don Juan's Reckless Daughters sessions as well. Bread and Roses live performance. And there's another live performance at Forest Hills, which is, I think, ostensibly the same tour of what was released for Shadows and Light. And it's at Forest Hills Tennis Stadium, August of 79. And I'm pretty sure that's with Pat Metheny and Lyle Mays, among others. Oh, and Jaco Pastorius. How could I leave out Jaco? And I've heard and read that potentially this performance might even be better than the Shadows and Light. So I'm opening up the package. Beautiful picture of Joni. This is, I guess, a very colorful reproduction of the tapes. Joni there. Pull this back and we've got the book. There's, as there was with the last release, there's a an essay. Actually, I don't know if it was, yeah, I think it was Archives, the last one. Cameron Crowe is, I think, become quite a friend of Joni's. And Cameron Crowe writes, or does an interview with Joni, and that's included here in the liner notes. So it's always good. Joni always is very direct about her thoughts about things, and that makes for a good read. A few pictures from that skating session, ice skating session from Hejira. That's a beautiful, again, Hejira shot from that photo shoot. That's cool. That's her, Joni, at the canvas painting. It's always so interesting to me when you get musicians who often are also very interested and very skilled artists. And Bob Dylan's another person who's definitely very good in the visual arts, not just in the recorded arts. Some live performance shots and fairly substantial liner note booklet, which is great. And then within the package, we've got the box, we've got the CDs. So I'll pull those out. So 6 CDs in total. Beautiful. So yeah, 6 CDs, Joni Mitchell, Volume 4 of the Archive series. So now I've got Neil Young's Volume 3 of the Archive, 17 CDs, 5 Blu-rays. And now I've got 6 CDs of Joni Mitchell's. So I'm not going to be returning any calls. I'm just going to be staying in. Just was excited about this release, so I wanted to get this out to you. Carpe diem, motherfuckers. Bye-bye.